You ready for this, Bear?
I've been prepping.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
I've
Wrong.
been prepping. No, I've been prepping.
Oh, okay.
Been prepping.
We're going to bring you an extra special style of the Extra Points this week, as Bear and I have the great sports debate of 2016. Have a little fun since...
Please, no wagering. No wagering.
Probably a little more fun than it was Monday night.
Probably going to be a lot less hectic.
A bit weird, but
yeah, that was weird.
we figure we'll do a little riff on the debate. So we'll answer all the usual questions. We're just going to do it debate style this week.
That's right.
Just to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So stick around for this week's extra special version of Extra Points. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Eric Schmolt, next to John Barry here. We're here for the first ever
Great debate.
Extra Points sports debate of 2016. I don't know that we'll have other versions like the presidential candidates will, but since the first one was Monday night, we figured why don't we just have a little back and forth.
That's
this
right.
Is typically we just get together and chat about local and state sports, but this week we're gonna duke it out here.
We don't know each other's answers.
That's
so
true.
It's going to be interesting.
I think we will do our best to make sure, even if we don't necessarily agree with how
we're going to disagree.
Let's go against each other.
Yes,
No matter
let's
what.
go against the grain. Sounds
So
good.
we've got Dave von Falkenstein here as our moderator.
Thanks, Lester.
And
You bet.
he's going to try to do a better job than Lester Holt did on Monday night. And we're just going to tackle all the main issues that we've got going on.
And I
here.
just like to preface this by saying that I'm debating someone that's picked the New Orleans Saints to go to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
so,
we'll get to that. You call up Sean Hannity, he might tell you otherwise.
Okay, all right.
Call up Sean Hannity.
All right.
Without further ado, I think we have separated this debate into two different categories with high school sports and non-high school sports, and we're going to start out on the high school sports side of things, and we'll let the viewers decide this week who won the debate.
All right, it's fair enough.
All right, so here we go. Question number one. We get a minute each here.
All right.
And that's it, and then we move on.
Will the Janesville football team make the playoffs?
I'm going to say yes on a technicality. I think either Parker or Craig probably finishes 4-5. More likely Parker. And they got in last year with a 4-5 record. I don't know how the playoff field is going to change this year from where it was last year, depending on the number of teams in Division I. But I think the Vikings get in at 4-5. They could possibly go 5-4, which would get them in automatically. 3 games left against Memorial, Beloit, and West. Winnable games. But even if they only win 2 or 3, I say Parker gets in.
I am going to agree with you on Parker getting into the playoffs, but I'm going to take a much firmer stance, and I'm going to say that they win out these last 3 games and get in automatically, and they're not going to be waiting around in Week 9 to wait and see if enough teams make it to get in on this technicality that you speak of. You got to go off on all these tangents and loopholes.
I'm just giving you an answer.
Well, I don't like to be all wishy-washy, and I want my teams either in or out automatically. I'm going Parker winning out here. It starts this week with Beloit. I think they really gained some momentum.
They better, yeah.
Madison Memorial, I think, is a team that everybody thought would be pretty good. They've been a bit of helter-skelter, haven't figured things out.
Yeah.
And then I think if they get to 4-4 and you're going into that Week 9 and you know you need a win, I think they go out and get it done.
Okay.
So we're sort of agreeing here, but I'm taking a much firmer stance on how
good.
the
Well,
Vikings get
the
there.
Vikes hope you're right. They probably hope I'm right because they're still in the playoffs either way.
Will one team win the Rock Valley alone?
You give me the floor on this one?
You got the floor.
I'm going to surprise you, and I'm going to say yes. I'm guessing the Bears.
Wrong.
No, here we go. I think Clinton. We've talked about them week in and week out here. I don't see them losing another game. They're going to finish 8-1. They've got the easiest road here over the last 3 weeks. After seeing them on Friday, I just don't see who stops them here down the stretch. And I'm going to say, because I like some upsets every now and then, I think this Bigfoot team is getting better as the weeks go on. They've got Jackson Enns at quarterback, one of the best athletes all around that we've got around here. And they've got Evansville, Albany in Week 9. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Bigfoot springs the upset in Week 9 to help Clinton win the Rock Valley outright at 8-1.
Yeah, and I suppose you can change global warming too while you're at it, but no, not going to happen. Evansville, Albany's rolling right now after that Week 2 loss to Jefferson, just killing everybody, outscoring everybody. I think it's 100 and something to 13 or something like that. And the Blue Devils, I thought, were the best team coming into the season. They got East Troy this week. East Troy started 3-0. They've struggled a little bit, and I just think the Blue Devils with Brennan Banks, Milky, and now that defense is really starting to roll. I don't see the Blue Devils losing, and I certainly don't see Clinton slipping up either. So I think that Clinton and Evansville will share the Rock Valley title, and even though Evansville won head-to-head, that's not how you do things. So they will be co-champions in the first year of the Rock Valley Conference.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Shout out to Chase Katzenmeyer from
Yes.
Evansville, Albany as well, who seems to be doing a little bit of everything for the Blue Devils
He
these
does,
days. So
yes.
I will at least give the Blue Devils a hat tip there.
Okay, all right.
Will Badger run the table?
I guess the floor is yours here, Mr. Barry.
Badger will run the table in the Southern Lakes. They just keep finding ways to win, and I think that's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter how pretty it is or how stylish it is. They just, under Matt Hensler, they keep finding ways to win. Big win over Wilmot last week. I know they still got Waterford on the schedule, but I think Badger's in a place right now where they're good enough offensively to stay in games, and that defense has been pretty dominant. So, yes, I am going to say that the Badgers will repeat as the Southern Lakes champion, and it'll be an undisputed title.
9-0, huh?
9-0.
I would kind of like to agree with you, but even the Badger coach himself, Matt Hensler, said that he didn't see a team going 9-0 in this league. And so I have to just go ahead and agree with him and say that they're going to slip up somewhere around here. They've had a couple close calls in the last couple of weeks. They've found a way to get it done, which kudos to them for doing that.
Yep.
But one of these times when you get locked in a close game in the fourth quarter, the other team's going to make one of those big plays that winds up nixing out their streak and stopping them from going 9-0. I'll say, I'm not even going to say who's going to be because
It's not going to be this week, so it's got to be one of their last two games.
Waterford. They got Waterford left.
They got Waterford left, and I think they've got.
Let's see. They've got at Waterford week 9. I think
Okay.
that's probably the
okay.
toughest test.
Because
so
I think
I
think they're winless with Scotia this week.
at Elkhorn tonight or on Friday night.
Yeah,
and
Elkhorn struggling 1-5.
Then they host Union Grove.
Okay,
In week 8,
all right.
So
All right.
Waterford, I think, maybe gets them a little bit in week.
Badgers
week
9-0. Book it.
Will McFarland lose its first Rock Valley match this week?
This is volleyball here we're going to.
Yep.
McFarland went through the first half of the Rock Valley North Conference unbeaten. But this week is the big week because they have East Troy Tuesday night, which will already be done by the time you guys are watching this. But right now, as we tape this, has not been played. And then they have to play against Edgerton, which took them to 5 games in their first meeting. I will say that McFarland does indeed trip up one of those 2 matches. Will still be in the driver's seat if they at least go 1-1 this week. But I say they lose to East Troy in the rematch Tuesday night.
Okay, and I'll say the polar opposite. I say they run the table. East Troy they handled very easily the first time. I know the East Troy coach said it was a lesson learned after losing that match, but I think their depth and their front line's a difference. And I think against Edgerton, as much as I like that team and as much as Mike Schmidt likes that team, they just right now haven't focused enough to get it to going in the big matches. And Mike's been the first to say that. He said, we sometimes we don't leave enough out on the court. And I'm going to say it'll be close on Thursday night when McFarland plays Edgerton, but I'm going to say that McFarland finds a way to get it done, and they will be the undisputed Rock Valley champs.
They're going to go probably, and then I would assume you're going to say they're going to go 10-0 then,
Yes.
because they're not going to trip up anywhere else.
No,
I don't.
they're not.
I don't see that happening.
I'm hoping for our sake that Edgerton does beat them, but I just got a feeling that Edgerton hasn't quite peaked yet, and it's not going to happen this week.
It would be pretty fun if somehow East Troy and Edgerton would both win this week,
Yes.
and then Edgerton and East Troy would play. It would get real crazy. It could be a 3-way tie.
It would be
at some
crazy.
point,
That
but
wasn't one of our questions.
You're not
though.
seeing that, huh?
No, that wasn't part of the debate, so I'm not going to answer
Oh, wow.
that. I'm not answering that. Why don't you
Unbelievable.
stick to the script?
Wow.
Will we get 2 area teams through to state girls golf?
I am going to say no. I'm going to say the Melton girls are a mortal lock to get through. The Parker girls are going to have to battle with Union Grove. They certainly are capable of getting through because they've shown that, including a team record score earlier this year. I believe it was 331, but not very consistent. And when you're not playing on courses that you know, the Vikings have struggled a little bit. If it was sectional was at Riverside, I'd say their chances were good. I believe the regionals at Melton, tough course to play. And then they go to Wilmot. So I'm going to say that the Vikings get to the regional meet, But I believe it's probably going to be Milton and Union Grove as the two representatives from our area.
God, you're such a hater.
Not a hater. I hope the Vikes do it, but they haven't been consistent enough.
Well, I've been to a lot of places. You know, I've been to Evansville, I've been to Parker, I've been to Riverside Golf Course. I've been to all these places, and,
All right,
and I just think that Parker is going to get it done in the end. I think they got a couple seniors on this team that really want to go out with a bang. They got O'Leary back in the lineup. I think that's going to be big here down the stretch. They're going to Milton Thursday. They're not going to have any problem getting through there as one of the top 4 teams.
They just don't have the stamina.
They do.
They don't have
They
the
do
stamina
have the
to get
stamina.
through.
They
don't
do.
have the stamina. I'm telling you right now.
They have the look of a team that I think will go to state here in the last.
Yeah, well.
I said they get that second spot over there at Wilmot, and we see Milton and Parker there in the team race. And Milton, I think, gives the rest of these teams around the state the run for their money here and finishes top 2 when they get to the state.
Top 2.
championship.
That would mean Middleton on basically their home course at the Ridge. And I'm not sure who else is solid in the state, but that could certainly happen. But I don't think we're going to see the Vikings there as a team. We may see an individual there, but I don't think we'll see them there as a team.
Hater.
Just
a big
it's my
hater.
alma mater. I hate them, yes.
We're on to round 2 here. I think I'm
Clearly
going
I won round
going to
one.
assume the
Clearly.
voters will let us know that I won that round.
Clearly they will
Easily,
because
easily.
I took a couple of bad stances on
My
that.
polls are the early polls are showing that I killed you in
Yeah,
that first
well,
part of the debate.
Was it the North Pole or the South? Which
We're
pole?
moving on here from the high school ranks. We're gonna go into non-high school questions.
That would be
here.
college or pro, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we got some other oddball
Or are
ones
we
thrown
going
in there
like
too.
K5 or something?
Well,
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
After Sunday's win, is Aaron Rodgers officially back? Mr. Barry, the floor is yours.
I don't think he was ever gone, so I will say no, he's not back because he was never gone. He just had some rough outings, and he told people last year to relax, and what did he do? He came out and gunslinged his way around for 5 or 6 touchdowns. Same thing on Sunday, 4 touchdowns the first half. You can say he was back, but again, I don't think he was ever gone, and I think it's just indicative of when that offense gets going, they're pretty good, but they're also played a Lions team that was hurting defensively, so I guess take it with a grain of salt if you think that solidifies everything as far as Aaron Rodgers being back. But again, don't think he was gone in the first place, so no, he's not back.
I like that you're dodging the question.
I am dodging the question.
The question wasn't was he ever gone?
Well, is he back?
Which he was. How do you say he wasn't? It was like 14 straight weeks. He didn't even get to 100 in the passer rating.
Why didn't you bench him then? Why don't
That's
they
a long.
bench him?
Well, I didn't say there was anybody better than him on the bench. I just
Oh,
said he
okay.
wasn't his usual self.
Put
And,
Randall Cobb in and run the.
Well, clearly he hasn't worked back there in the backfield either.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think they've stuck with who their best option was, but that doesn't mean he wasn't gone. I mean, that was like almost a full season's worth and never even going over 100 in the passer rating for a guy who holds the record in the NFL for career passer rating. I think that's a bit of a recess there, and I think.
So you're saying he's back? So one half.
No, I'm actually going to agree with you that, that he's not back because
Okay.
I don't. Well, as you mentioned, the Lions. They're the Lions.
They are the Lions.
And
That's your team, though.
He also was one half. The second half, they didn't even really try to pass the ball.
No, they didn't.
So I got to see a little something more after the bye week here. They start getting into the NFC East a little bit and seeing some of these other teams. And I think we got to see if he's back, but I think it was a good start.
Okay.
But I disagree with you that he was never gone.
All right. Well, there you go.
How long will the Badgers remain undefeated?
You want to go first on this
No,
one?
your floor.
Oh, boy.
Your floor.
I just wanted to argue with you. I'm going to guess that you're going to be a homer on this one and probably say that they'll just go undefeated for the entire season. So I'm going to say, unfortunately, and I hope that I'm incorrect, that they're going to lose this Saturday at the Big House in Ann Arbor. Second straight week, they have to go to Michigan and play a top 10 team. And, I love the Badger defense. They've pretty much just crushed anybody that's come their way, but I think Michigan is a bit tougher test offensively than they've seen so far, and I think it's a little bit much to ask a freshman quarterback to go on the road and win against 2 top 10 teams 2 weeks in a row.
I think you should give all of your Wisconsin gear back. You should be kicked out of the UW Alumni Association, and anything you have to do with UW from this point on, you're banned from. So, no, I think
Strong.
If you look at it, I didn't expect them to be 4-0. I probably thought they'd be 2-2, and they're 4-0. So I said from this I said before the Michigan trip, if we can go 1-1, I'd take it. Well, now I'm greedy. Let's go 2-0. No reason they can't. Michigan hasn't played anybody as good as us. They struggled a little bit at Colorado at home. This is the best defense they'll see. And I think after going on the road and winning convincingly last week and really coming out of there without any big injuries, that the 106,000 people aren't going to bother the Badgers. And I think they like being an underdog. And I think they don't care what people are saying. They don't care if the pundits still don't think that they're legit or that the experts don't want to pick them. And they're okay with that. They're just playing together as a team. They've kind of taken on the character of Chris. They don't get too high or too low, and they just go out and produce. And with Beagle and Watt and those guys, I think it's doable.
Another 60-second question answer, and you didn't even answer the damn question.
Yes, I said.
The question was, how long will they stay undefeated?
Oh, how long?
All you did was ramble on for 60 seconds about whether they would beat Michigan this week.
We'll lose.
Ohio State?
Ohio State at home, yes.
Oh, no. I'll make you turn your gear in. Then
well, I can't
We're gonna
have
win at
us
Camp
12-0. There's no way.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't go out on a limb there, huh? At least we finally got him to answer the question.
That's right.
Will the U.S. win the Ryder Cup?
No.
Ryder Cup this week in Minnesota.
No, they haven't won it in so long, and Rory's playing well. Spieth's not playing well. Mickelson's about 74 years old, and I don't think so. I just think the European team is too strong and too many good players, and I don't know enough of the U.S. guys to really know that they can compete, especially in the single match play. You got no Tiger. Stricker's not playing. A lot of young guys, Dustin Johnson and guys like that, but I think it's a tall order, and I just think there's too much talent on the European side, so I'm going to say no, the U.S. does not get back the Ryder Cup.
Oh, you're just full of haterade today. Mm-hmm. And you just throw Dustin Johnson out there like he hasn't done anything. He's pretty much won everything this year and be the player of the year. I like how you just, now, after a year where you were the Jordan Spieth fanboy of Janesville, you just toss him out there as a has-been.
Got to do something.
And let's go, America. Come on. We got to make America great again on the golf course.
We do.
So, I think Spieth and Patrick Reed, a couple of young guns who have shown plenty of confidence over the last couple of years, come in there and kind of set the tone. And it's time to win this thing on American soil. These young guns are going to get it done this week.
And I hope I'm wrong, but I won't be.
Will UW Whitewater win the Battle of Top Tens at UW Platteville this week?
Whitewater at Platteville. I think it's 2 versus 8.
That's a tough one, but I'm going to go with the eternal pessimist and say no, the Warhawks do not win on Saturday. Tested last week in their game against Morningside, pulled away. But, this is a whole different game now with Platteville. You're in the WIC, you're on the road against a team that really is pretty good passing-wise, and that might be one of the Warhawks' one of the areas of concern for Coach Bullis. So I'm going to say Whitewater starts the WIAC 0-1.
What about 0-2? Then they got to go against Oshkosh the next week.
Oh,
so
well, I'm not going that far.
They got their
ahead.
2 toughest games right here to start the WIAC season, and I think knowing that and feeling that they have been tested in a couple of these games, I think is going to help them as they start the WIC. And I think my only worry is that they've kind of gone with both quarterbacks, and that usually doesn't bode very well, but they've found a way to get it done, so I can't really blame them for that. Marcus Hudson was back in the lineup,
that helps.
and Darian grad. I think that helps immensely. The defense is going to be the defense.
Paul Foster's still there.
Paul Foster still leading that group. I say not only do the Warhawks win the opener, but they're running the table this year all the way through the regular season.
I hope you're right.
What is the best team in the North American Hockey League?
Team name, I think the question was.
I'm sorry. Let's try that again.
We're only like 4.5 games in like a 60-game season.
I got to go with the Shreveport Mudbugs. I love the Mudbugs.
I think it was my turn to go first. This was
a couple other Jackalopes, the Odessa Jackalopes I like, but I'm going to go with the Shreveport Mudbugs because I'm not even sure that exists. I think it's a made-up name. I've never heard of a mud bug. Might be a southern thing. Is that a southern thing, Angela?
I know what it is. No, well, I'll fact check him on this one. I don't even need to go to the fact checker because if you're gonna steal my answer, and I believe it was my floor there,
Oh,
and you
my
stole
bad.
my answer, I'm at least gonna correct you on what in the world mudbug is, which is a crayfish or a crawfish. No, not.
Pronunciation is crawfish.
Well, all right, whatever it is, crayfish, crawfish.
You say potato, I'll say potato.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I like that you mentioned potatoes because you can throw them in there, and the crawfish boil.
Yeah,
you throw
we
some
could-
ears of corn in there, and they're delicious.
We could have a
And,
dump. Don't they call that a dump?
I just wanted this question to be in there because the Jets did indeed beat the Shreveport Mudbugs the other day, and I just thought that.
Well,
was
then I'll go with the Odessa Jackalopes.
All right, take the
I like the
Jackalopes.
Jackalopes.
Jackalopes actually don't exist, so you probably should have gone with that as your original.
I think I saw one on America's Funniest Home Videos one time.
I
Somebody
saw
was-
one
there was
once
a
in
jackalope.
Douglas, Wyoming. But,
Okay, all right.
I think it was made up.
That, next to the unicorn you saw too? Yeah.
That was a I knew that question was going to be one of the best ones.
Except I read it wrong.
Well,
That's okay.
outside of Lester Holt over here
Yes,
messing it up.
yes.
Would you like to have a mulligan on any of your preseason NFL predictions?
How about them Saints?
I think we should call Sean Hannity and see if he. I think he'll tell you that. I told him actually before that show that I didn't pick the Saints.
That's one of the worst.
He'll
defenses
call you up.
ever.
Call up Sean
Ever.
Hannity. Call him up. He'll tell you. Yeah, I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about how I didn't actually pick them, but then I came on the show and it all got misconstrued.
That secondary couldn't guard somebody standing in a phone booth. They're terrible. Just awful.
However, I don't need to take a mulligan on my actual Super Bowl winner because I don't think there's any other option right now to win it than the New England Patriots.
Okay.
They're 3-0. Tom Brady hasn't even played a game yet. I might play quarterback for them in Week 4. They'll probably still be 4-0. Julian Edelman might play quarterback. It's the
Doesn't
Patriots.
Steve
I
Grogan
got
might come
I
back
got
and
that
play.
part right. I got the Patriots right. They're going to win the whole dang thing, but they're probably going to be.
I don't think the
probably going to
Saints-
be against the Packers. I'm going to turn things on the head here, and I'm going to win back the battle by not only admitting I was wrong, but saying it's the Packers that'll be in the Super Bowl.
All right. I had the Seahawks beating the Bengals, which the Bengals, bye-bye. They're not going anywhere. The Seahawks, they got it together a little bit last Sunday, but I still think it's not going to happen.
Russell Wilson banged up.
So I'm going to go with the Vikings, and I'm going to go with the Broncos in your Super Bowl.
Who's
And-
winning?
In a defensive battle, I'll take Sam Bradford
Oh
over
my
Trevor
goodness.
Siemian. The Minnesota Vikings are your 2016.
You're going to need a
Super Bowl.
mulligan for your mulligan.
That's right.
You're going with a team that has Sam Bradford at quarterback, that lost the running back.
Just beat Carolina
Lost
on
their
the
left
road, beat the
tackle.
Packers. What more do they need? They got the best defense.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm just saying.
We let you take a mulligan, and you just you not only switched your entire prediction. By the way, I only switched like
Not
A
sold
third
on
of
Seattle.
mine.
Russell might be hurt. He's got a bad knee. Gimping around.
wow.
Sam Bradford taking him to the promised land.
You're going Sam Bradford versus Trevor Siemian in,
Yes.
the Super Bowl.
Yes, I am.
That's happening right now.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
Oh
Will
my
the
goodness.
Cubs make it to the World Series? And if so, will they win it?
No. So obviously, no, they won't make it to the World Series. No, I think it's going to be similar to last year. Same script. I mean, the record doesn't matter. Since, 2000 teams that have won 100 games, which the Cubs have now, only the Yankees have gone on to win the World Series. And I just think as good as the Cubs are and as strong as that lineup is, they're going to run into some hot pitching somewhere along the line, whether it's Washington or the Dodgers with Kershaw or somebody, and they'll find a way to lose a 7-game series, and it'll come down to pitching. And
Has Kershaw even pitched in 2 months?
yeah, he pitched the other day,
Oh,
beat
he
the
did?
Giants.
Okay.
So I'm saying no, the Cubs do not make it to the World Series, so that's what I'm sticking to.
I will never ever pick the Cubs to win the World Series, whether they're 1 game away or 100 games away. I'm never just never going to do it. But in the spirit of being different than you, I will say that they get there,
Okay.
and maybe that will give me some more glee because if they made it and lost, that would maybe just break the Cubs fans' hearts even more than if they never even made it
No,
there.
it'll still be wait till next year. Like it always is.
Give me. I think the Red Sox are the team that I'm looking at to win it all. Getting hot here at the right time,
They are.
and I think
Big Papi.
exactly the last little swan song of Big Papi kind of everybody rally around that, and he goes out. Heck, let's just say they win it all, and he's the MVP of the World Series, and it just all goes down like that, and Cubs fans will just have some other excuse as to why they're still cursed, whether
All
it's
right,
Bartman
and
or
I'll
Goat or
take-
something else.
I'll take the Rangers over the. I'll take the Rangers over the Nationals.
Nationals might have lost their catcher.
I know Ramos is out. That hurts them.
All right. Well, is that all you got, Lester? That's it from Lester.
That's it.
This debate is concluded. I obviously have kicked your butt.
Clearly, yes. We'll see. Time will tell.
Make sure you check out GazetteXtra.com for all the fact checking.
Mhm.
We've got all kinds of fact checking up there and plans to defeat Bears predictions. Got everything up there.
I really, if there were 10 questions, I honestly believe I'll be like 9 for 10. That's how spot on I probably am going to be.
Probably weren't 10 questions. You probably
No.
can't even count.
Yeah, well,
That's-
if there were 8, I'm 7 for 8.
Let us know who you think won. We need to create some polls. So
We do.
Let us know via GazetteXtra.com. You can leave us a comment on YouTube or iTunes, or you can email us at sports@GazetteXtra.com. Maybe we'll keep these answers and see who wins. We'll know most of them, I guess, by the time the presidential
We probably
race
weren't
is
as
over,
entertaining
so-
as Trump and Hillary, though.
Well, it's hard to be.
It's hard to be that entertaining.
But we also didn't waste 90 minutes of people's time.
No, we didn't. That's
So,
true. We only
we
wasted
win
about
there.
25 minutes of
We
their time.
win
so.
the debate. Win.
Yes.
I think the polls will show that
They
for
will.
sure. Thanks to Lester Holt / Dave Vaughn over here, and timekeeper Angela.
Mudbug Angela, yes.
Making sure she fact checked us on the mud bugs.
Uh-huh.
That was appreciated, and to Kevin McLeod for providing the official soundtrack to the great 2016 Gazette Extra Points debate.
Right.
And we'll be back here with your regularly scheduled programming next week. So thanks for joining us, and let us know who won.
Go Bucky.